So for this mandala, I'm using a square piece of paper, a pair of compasses, a pencil, a ruler and a fine black pen. Later I'll also be using a thicker black pen. A black felt tip is fine for this. I'm using hot press watercolour paper, but you can use Bristol paper or any paper that will take felt tip pens. I'm using a piece which is about 8 inches square, which is 20 centimetres. So I've marked the centre, and now I'm going to make a series of circles with my compasses. I'm doing it fairly randomly. It doesn't matter how many or how far apart they are. I make 7 circles here, but I vary the width between the circles, so you end up with some thinner rings and some thicker. Coming in with my mechanical pencil, I'm working from the beginning outwards. Basically, I'm going to do a repetitive pattern in each of the rings, repeating it all the way round. Just choose a pattern and stick with it just for that circle. I'm going for a simple one in the inner circle, which is just some lines. For the next ring, I'm doing some oval shapes, which join onto the lines I've just drawn. I really encourage you to try your own patterns, but of course I don't mind if you copy mine. Maybe once you've done one this way, you could try using your own patterns and then you'll have created something unique. I'll just let you watch as I think up a different pattern for each ring. You don't have to think up a fancy pattern. Just keep it simple and be guided by your intuition. If you think you've made a mistake, just repeat it all the way around and it will no longer be a mistake, just part of the pattern. You can see sometimes I go back into a previous ring and add something else, but I still try to keep it fairly simple. Here I'm getting my compasses back out, and I'm just adding another outer ring so that I have a kind of frame for the mandala. I'm going back in again and adding some more to the previous ring. When I'm done with the pencil and I'm fairly happy with my shape so far, I get out my fine black pen. This is a 0.1 Staedtler pigment liner pen. So at this point I can choose which lines to keep and which not to bother with. And I can also tidy anything up that's annoying me as I go along. I work from the centre outwards again. You'll see that mostly I ignore the circles, leaving them in pencil, and you'll see why later. I do occasionally add bits that weren't there in pencil, just trusting my intuition as I go along and as I complete each ring. Finally, I'm happy with my design so far, and I rub out all the pencil markings. Make sure the ink is completely dry before you use an eraser. I also use a large soft brush to get rid of the bits of eraser rather than using my hand. In the next video, I'll be using a thicker black pen to create my black and white mandala.